Have you ever opened your fridge, looked at yesterday's dinner and thought, it's still good? Why waste it? For many of us, reheating leftovers is more than a habit. It's a gesture of thrift, of care, of comfort. It feels like the wise thing to do, to warm what's already there instead of starting fresh. But what if, in our quiet routines, we've been unknowingly inviting harm into our bodies? Not with malice, not with fault, just with good intentions, made in innocence. Because the truth is, some foods were never meant to be warmed twice. And others, they become even more healing, more nourishing, more powerful when given a second chance in warmth. In our later years, the body whispers what it once shouted. It tires a little easier, digests a little slower, and reacts more deeply to what we feed it. That's why today's story isn't just about food. It's about self-respect. It's about choosing what lifts you instead of what quietly drags you down. It's about learning how the little things, like a reheated bowl of soup or a leftover egg, can shape your energy, your clarity, your independence. So take a breath, pull up a chair, and let's talk softly but honestly about 3 foods your body still wants you to reheat, and 3 others it wishes you'd leave behind. Because sometimes the path to healing begins with one small change, one quiet decision, one warm moment of awareness. And dear friend, your journey still matters. Have you ever paused to wonder how something so small, a simple leftover, could be the turning point in how you feel tomorrow? If that thought resonates with you, I'd love for you to share in the comments. What's one meal you always reheat? Let's explore together if it's still serving you, or if it's time for a wiser choice. There's something sacred about the quiet of morning. That soft moment when sunlight stretches across your table and a warm bowl waits patiently, steam rising like a gentle prayer. For many seniors, oatmeal is that moment. Simple, familiar, soft on the stomach. But what most don't realize is this: reheating. Oatmeal doesn't take away from its power, it deepens it. When oats are cooked, cooled, and then gently warmed again, they create something called resistant starch. It sounds scientific, but the meaning is beautiful. This special starch feeds the good bacteria in your gut, helping your digestion, calming inflammation, and giving you steady, lasting energy. It means no more sugar crashes before lunch. No more bloated bellies or foggy afternoons. Just a smooth, dependable kind of energy that honors your pace. And that's not all. Oatmeal holds within it beta-glucan, a powerful fiber known to lower cholesterol and protect your heart. In a world of quick breakfasts loaded with sugar, a bowl of reheated oatmeal becomes a soft act of rebellion. It says, I still choose what loves me back. And it's not just about the body. The emotion of it matters too. That warm bowl might remind you of childhood, of slow, peaceful mornings, of someone once caring for you. Now it's your turn to care for yourself in the same way. So tomorrow, if you find leftover oatmeal in your fridge, don't toss it. Warm it slowly. Add a dash of cinnamon, a few blueberries, or some crushed walnuts, and let that bowl nourish you again, body, mind, and soul. Have you ever reheated oatmeal without knowing it was helping you so much? Let me know in the comments. Sometimes our bodies remember what our minds forgot. There's a time in the day, often just before evening, when the world softens, when the air feels still, and your body, after carrying you all day, begins to whisper, I need something warm. Something kind. That's where a bowl of vegetable soup comes in. And reheating it, that's not just okay, it's healing. When vegetables like carrots, celery, leafy greens, onions, and sweet potatoes are simmered slowly, cooled, and then warmed again, they release deeper nutrients, phytonutrients, antioxidants, and minerals that were once locked away now come forward like quiet caretakers. The broth becomes richer, the flavor deeper, the nourishment far more powerful than the first time around. For seniors, this matters deeply because with age, immunity tends to weaken. Inflammation becomes more common, and joints don't move the way they used to. But reheated vegetable soup, especially one with herbs like garlic, turmeric, or parsley, becomes a natural remedy. Its warmth soothes the hands and knees. Its broth hydrates and restores. And its aroma, soft and familiar, offers comfort that no pill can match. There's also something else. The emotional memory that soup carries. It's the scent of a loved one in the kitchen. The sound of a spoon gently stirring. It's being reminded that you're still worthy of care, even on days when you're the only one around to give it. Reheating soup isn't just about leftovers. It's about reconnecting with nourishment that remembers you. Have you ever felt comforted by a simple bowl of soup on a tough day? Leave an emoji in the comments if soup has ever warmed more than just your stomach. It's humble. It doesn't shout for attention. But brown rice, gently warmed for a second time, might just be one of your body's most loyal allies. For seniors, strength isn't always about big muscles or fast steps. It's about stability, a heart that beats steadily, legs that carry you confidently, and digestion that doesn't protest every bite. Brown rice supports all of that, especially when it's reheated with care. Here's why. When brown rice is cooked, cooled, and then warmed again, it forms resistant starch, just like oatmeal. This helps feed your gut's good bacteria, which in turn improves immunity, eases inflammation, and keeps your energy steady throughout the day. But it doesn't stop there. Brown rice is rich in magnesium, a mineral that helps calm nerves, regulate blood pressure, and ease nighttime leg cramps. A common, painful visitor in many seniors' lives. It also contains B vitamins for brain health, fiber for regular digestion, and selenium to support your immune system. Reheated the right way, and steamed gently or warmed with a splash of water, brown rice becomes not just food, but medicine in disguise. And emotionally, it carries history. For many, the smell of warming rice brings back memories of family tables, of simpler times, of hands that once served you with love. Now, warming it again becomes your quiet way of saying, I still matter. My health still matters. My memories are alive. It's soft, it's grounding, and in a world of fast fixes, it reminds you that slow, simple care still heals. Have you ever paired warm rice with soup on a chilly evening? Tell me below, or share your favorite way to enjoy it now in your golden years. There's something earthy, grounding, almost spiritual about mushrooms. They connect us to nature, to the soil, to rain-soaked forests, to the quiet wisdom of the natural world. And for many seniors, mushrooms feel like a healthy choice, low in calories, rich in antioxidants, and easy to digest. But when cooked mushrooms are stored and then reheated, something subtle changes, and not for the better. You see, mushrooms are made of delicate proteins and amino acids. When you first cook them, these structures soften, making them easier for your body to digest and absorb. But reheat them. Those proteins get twisted and damaged again, turning into substances that your aging digestive system may no longer recognize or handle easily. The result? Bloating, stomach discomfort, and sometimes nausea that seems to come from nowhere. For a younger body, this may go unnoticed. But for seniors, whose digestion is already more fragile, this small shift can make a big difference in how you feel the rest of the day, and the dangers go deeper. Improper storage or reheating at low temperatures can allow harmful bacteria like Clostridium botulinum or Listeria to quietly grow inside leftover mushrooms, especially if they were sautéed in oil or butter and left out too long. These bacteria don't always show up with dramatic symptoms. Sometimes it's just fatigue, a headache, an uneasy stomach, a nervous system that feels off. You might think it's age, but sometimes it's just what's on the plate. Worse still, the antioxidants in mushrooms, the very reason many eat them in the first place, break down when reheated, So you're not only risking harm, you're also losing the very benefits they once promised. So let cooked mushrooms be what they are meant to be. A fresh gift, enjoyed the first. Time with love and intention. Have you ever felt strange after eating leftovers but couldn't figure out why? It might have been the mushrooms. Share your experience in the comments. Someone else might find comfort in your story. For generations, eggs have been a symbol of nourishment. They're soft, familiar, full of life. And for many seniors, a gently cooked egg feels like the perfect start to the day, rich in protein, easy to chew, and filled with nutrients like choline and vitamin D. But once an egg is cooked, and cooled, and then reheated, that story changes, not in taste, but in how your body receives it. Here's the quiet truth. When you reheat eggs, especially in a microwave or frying pan, their delicate proteins tighten and change form again, and becoming harder for your body to break down. What was once gentle on your stomach can now cause bloating, indigestion, or a heavy, unsettled feeling that lingers. But the real danger? It's hidden in the fats. Fried or scrambled eggs, especially. Those cooked in oil or butter can develop oxidized cholesterol when reheated. This creates tiny compounds that increase inflammation, slowly damaging your blood vessels, clouding your mind, and working against your heart. For seniors already facing high cholesterol or heart disease, this becomes more than a small inconvenience. It's a quiet threat that builds up meal after meal. The hardest part? You may not even notice. Just a slower step, a heavier chest, a foggier morning. You might think, I'm just getting older. But sometimes it's not age. It's the choices we didn't know mattered. So what's the solution? Eat your eggs. Fresh, boiled or poached, served gently and with presence. Let each bite be a gift, not a gamble. Have you been reheating eggs without realizing the risks? If this opened your eyes a bit, leave an emoji or say, I didn't know in the comments. Your reflection might help someone else feel less alone. They remind us of home, of family dinners, of mashed potatoes piled high beside roast meat, steam rising, hearts full. White potatoes are one of the most comforting foods we know, and for many seniors, they're soft, filling, and easy to love. But here's the part no one warns you about. When white potatoes are cooked, cooled, and then reheated, they don't return the favor of comfort. Instead, they can quietly turn against your health, especially in your golden years. Why? Because white potatoes are already high on the glycemic index, meaning they turn into sugar fast. Even fresh, they can spike your blood sugar quickly, but reheated, that effect worsens. The starches in white potatoes restructure after cooling, and when reheated, especially with cream, butter, or oil, they can trigger more inflammation, disrupt your insulin response, and even affect the nerves in your legs and feet. Suddenly, you're feeling tired after lunch. Your knees ache more than usual, your hands tingle, and the truth is, it might be what's on your plate, not just age. Even worse, reheating potatoes in plastic containers, a common habit, can release BPA, a chemical that mimics hormones and quietly impacts heart health and memory. That small leftover, that innocent side dish, might be weakening you more than feeding you. What makes it more heartbreaking? White potatoes offer very little protection in return. They lack antioxidants. They lack healing compounds. They fill the belly, but not the body. So while their warmth feels familiar, the effect is hollow and potentially harmful. But this isn't about shame. It's about awareness. Because when you know better, you can choose better. Let white potatoes be part of your memories, not your microwave. Instead, reach for sweet potatoes, butternut squash, or even reheated brown rice. Let comfort and health walk hand in hand. Have you noticed feeling more tired or achy after eating leftovers like potatoes? Share your story in the comments. You might be giving voice to someone else's unspoken question. As we grow older, The world asks us to move more slowly, but it also invites us to listen more deeply to our bodies, to our moods, to the small signs that whisper, "This isn't working anymore." And sometimes the answer doesn't come in a diagnosis. It comes in the warmth of a plate, in the silent decision to reheat or not, in the quiet shift from what's familiar to what's truly healing. You see, your body is still listening, still learning, still trying to protect you. And you, with all your years, your memories, your wisdom, deserve to protect it right back. Reheating food may seem like such a small thing, but it's often in the smallest choices that our future is shaped. When you warm a bowl of oatmeal, you're not just feeding your hunger, you're honoring your heart, your blood sugar, your energy. When you heat up vegetable soup or brown rice, you're sending a message to your cells, "I still care for you." And when you choose not to reheat that egg, that mushroom, that once-loved potato, you're choosing strength over comfort, presence over pattern, health over habit. That is no small thing. I'd love to hear from you before you go. What's one change you plan to make in your meals after hearing this? Or one food you now see differently? Let's share our reflections below, because wisdom grows even more beautiful when passed along. And if this video helped you feel a little more informed, a little more empowered, please give it a like or share it with someone you love. Subscribe for more gentle truths, warm stories, and healing tips. Because this chapter of life isn't about slowing down. It's about living smarter, softer, and more intentionally, one warm, thoughtful meal at a time. Here's to honoring your journey, to choosing life, bite by gentle bite.